our favorite, absolute favorite cringe influencer, um, Dave Hollis.
Woo! I can't escape Dave Hollis if I ever tried.
Okay,
Like,
I don't know what orange flags means.
it means like red flags, but like less
Oh
than
no.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, no flags unless they're green.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to talk about this for long, but this conference that is in Austin, Texas. Oh, let me put this. Hold on. We got to take your
Oh,
comment
this
off. I'm
is so
sorry.
cringe. I can't even look at it.
Yeah, that's Dave Hollis. If
Oh,
you're not familiar, Dave Hollis and Wade King, they've teamed up for no reason to create this conference for men only in Austin, and it's supposed to be a competitive yet inspiring and I don't know, I guess inspiring and inspirational is the same thing, but for men, it's the Rise Conference for men,
yeah.
essentially. Yeah, a lot of people are not buying it, but I was gonna say, guess who? I guess the cat's out of the bag. There's only one woman involved in this conference. Guess which woman it is?
Obviously.
It
Heidi.
is. It's gonna pop up in a second. Actually, perfect timing. Okay, let's see.
Is it not? Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
there she
You
is.
scared me for a minute. I was like, wait, is it not Heidi?
I
It's like,
know. No,
who
it's
else is he dating?
the only woman to appear at this conference is Dave's own girlfriend, Heidi Powell. Now, let me just make one comment about the production value of this video, because that's where we both come from that world of video production. There's literally a 15-second black hole that they just left empty.
Wow.
The details are not a part of the Hollis's
I
brand.
love the slow-mo, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just so 2000 of him.
It's a good video, other than the giant hole of nothing that they just didn't add.
I do not
And
like this video. I think it's just cringe on so many levels. Kelly
yeah,
says Heidi, of course, the
of course.
cringe king of
Who could it
Austin.
be? Yeah.
Um,
Jeez.
yeah, I
Uh,
at least okay. So these prices are still high.
yes,
However,
super high. I
not
think
as
that's
high
two
as the
days.
rice stuff. The rice prices, I don't. You've been to one, haven't you? Like you've been
I
to
did
one
it
of the.
virtually, but
How much
yes.
was that?
It was $250 for 3 days virtual. So I just got access to the like login screen, and I could watch them on my computer. But yeah, the Rise, the one I was at virtually, the tickets to go in person were like $2,000 at the highest end.
Right.
So it's
That's
lower
like
than
a
that.
lot.
Yeah. But
I
this is
think
supposed to be more intimate, so it's not as big, I guess. I don't know.
the one they did on like relationship coaching,
That
that
was like
was up
2 grand.
to $1,700,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't include any accommodation or transportation
Well,
like
this one doesn't either.
budget.
The 800 and
Basically,
500 is just the conference, not
yeah,
the reservations.
and this
And
to
if you
me
want
is
to buy,
insane.
I looked it up for this reason. So if you want on the dates, if you want to book something to stay on site with them, it's $300 a night ish, and for the total it'd be $900 ish, like 950, 987,
Hmm.
just to stay with them on site. Come on.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Now, okay, I'm see, the thing is, I struggle sometimes to like really just put my finger on it, but like a concert ticket is like something like $100, $200, and
Oh,
you get to see a proper celebrity, sing for you and entertain you and have like a proper, like, you know what I mean. And
yeah.
this is like what am I gonna see there? Just Dave Hollis being cringe.
Yeah, what's Dave Hollis going to tell you? Like, that you can't figure out for yourself. And probably the advice that he gives you is going to be bad anyways, because he doesn't take any advice that he shells out. But if you pay for the VIP, you get a free copy of Built Through Courage. So it's all worth
expensive
it.
to pour into it. I am dying.
Oh my God. I don't know. The whole thing, and it's brought up a lot of conversations too about conferences in general and how, basically, and someone said, I don't know who it was, I don't want to not credit them, but somebody said, basically every conference is a conference for men. And the ones that are for women are specifically, labeled and kind of promoted, like the Rise conference, that's specifically for women. So they're like, this doesn't exist anywhere. This is the first of its kind men's conference. It's like, not really. I mean, if you go to any church or any place that has, groups of people, they do men's retreats constantly. So I don't buy it that this is the first ever men's conference. And
no, every conference was, like you said, is for men.
Yeah, exactly. And they have a lot of leaders and stuff. I don't know how many people they're expecting, but this is like a huge team. And I'm surprised. I don't know how many tickets they're going to sell. I can't imagine it's very many. I don't know how many men are seeking out this type of
I don't know. But what are they
conference.
gonna do? Just like throw hammers? Like what is a manly activity that women are
Yeah,
just
they said
not welcome to do?
they're going to throw hatchets, and they literally said
Uh-huh.
that in the video. They're going to throw hatchets, archery, and cornhole, and that somehow is going to be the competition part, because there's a competitive part and then there's like a like emotions part. And I don't know. I just
Aren't
don't think that
emotions
these are
for like
men that.
women or something? Okay, can I show you something that I saw? I
Yes.
don't know if you saw this, but
You
talking
may.
about a lovely
Oh yeah,
Heidi,
that's
of
probably.
course.
I watch all of Mac Attack's videos, so yes, that's probably true.
Talk about this person, Heidi.
I have so much to say about Heidi.
Okay, so this
Uh,
is hilarious. She's trolling us. She's trolling everyone, I think. But
with
I
the
need to show you this because I just want to see. I don't know
oh
if you've seen it, but I
no.
want to see your reaction to this. So I'm just going
Okay.
to show you my phone and I want you to read the caption, okay?
Okay. Oh yeah, enter my loves. I know. My God. It's so weird. She does it. I can't tell if she does it on purpose or like she just is
It
unaware. I
has
don't
to be a
know.
troll. It has to be a troll. And if it's
Yeah.
a troll, I respect the troll. If it's not a
Yeah.
troll, then oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I
It gets
definitely love
worse and worse. The thing the thing that I find funny or interesting is the patterns. Like you can see the patterns. Like I follow them both. Well, I don't follow Dave because he blocked me, but I follow Heidi. And as soon as Dave and her take a break, they go like he goes back home to his house. She starts posting pictures of her ex-husband and her. It's so bizarre. It is the weirdest thing.
Did you
Like
see the fact that they spent like the Christmas day or some Christmas, the day after
at his
Christmas or
house.
something, all
Yeah.
of them, like Dave and the other exes, were all there hanging
Yeah.
out. This is the most bizarre concept that I've ever heard. Like, I don't
I
even want to
know.
see one of my exes, let alone all of them in a room hanging out, being
Yeah.
friends. Like, no.
Well, they were Heidi and her two ex-husbands before she met Dave. She was on Good Morning America talking about how amazing their co-parenting relationship was. So that's not anything new either. That was, like her whole shtick for a while. Like, oh, my brother husbands are amazing. They're best friends and they do it for the kids and blah blah blah. But now I don't think Dave fits in. I don't think Derek and Chris like Dave very much. So
I mean, they probably like hate it's probably like the most it must be like a really passive aggressive like environment because like how on earth how else can you actually like talk to your exes like
yeah. I mean, you have kids, I guess. Like, it's better to be friendly than hate each other, but
but just like hang out together with all the exes and just
yeah, it must be confusing for the kids because, like, one day they're there, one day they're not there. They kind of now this new guy's there with his new kids. It's like that's a lot to go through as a young child, I think.
yeah. Okay, let's talk about your shirt and then we can I have to go because I have an exam,
Yes.
but let's talk about that.
Well, this will be for sale soon. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers on my channel, so I've decided to wait until I've hit that milestone to get people prepped and ready. But this is supposed to be, so the concept is we all know that toxic positivity, most people will say, choose happiness, choose joy, choose to
Or
be positive, whatever. And I get annoyed by that because a lot of times there's factors outside of your control in which you can't always be super positive and happy. So, as a antithesis to that, choose sadness is what I'm choosing today. And it doesn't mean you have to be depressed, but it shows the irony that, who's going to choose to be sad? Probably nobody. But it's just as idiotic as saying choose to be happy. So
yeah,
that's the concept of that. And they'll be on sale as soon as I hit 10K, and I'll put the links on all the videos
they're
and
really
stuff.
cute, and
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna grab one.
I'll send you
Um,
one.
I'll tell you what. Another thing about the choose joy thing, though, it's not just Kelly
Choose
says
weed.
I love it so much.
Sorry.
um, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Kelly.
Um, one more thing about that is I think it's an indoctrination thing, because you can't both choose joy and be critical of whatever. You can't be in a rise conference and
Mhm.
basically choose joy and also criticize Rachel who is on stage, because they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, hey, this is not a place for negativity. Like
Mhm.
everyone's just gonna jump on your throat. So
Yeah.
you can actually, that's not just a okay, let's choose joy because joy is better than anything else. It's let's choose joy because that will help us control the
Yes.
response and the reaction.
Choose ignorance is basically what they're all saying.
Yeah,
Choose not to look deeper beneath the surface of this, because if you do, you may find something that's not joyful. So just don't even look for it.
yeah.
But I can't
It's
do
better
that.
to just focus on the positive, like, don't
Yeah,
look.
but that's how you get taken advantage of, And I hate that. That's the part that's like, if you're not selling me something, fine. Tell me to be positive, whatever. But if you're trying to sell me a dream and sell me this conference and then tell me not to criticize it or anything in my life, it's like, that's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the point, because like if you are indoctrinated into this idea, and MLMs love to use this, like you have,
Yeah.
and also like some cults like Mormons and stuff have, like, this is more like hearsay because I've never been in one, but like from what I've seen like on TikTok and people talking about stuff like this, it's similar to like the MLM attitude.
Yeah.
And it's like just a way to keep people in situations that are very toxic, very bad,
Mm-hmm.
very that take advantage of them. But they should keep focusing on the negative, and perhaps in like 5 years you'll just
Magically.
strike
Yeah.
gold. Like, okay, but what about the 5 years when I'm struggling and like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, just focus on the positive. Just don't look at don't look at your debt that grows like day by day. Just
Yeah.
look at the $100 you made this month.
Yeah.
If
Yay.
they don't even like, I saw like an FTC report at one point, and they made something like 200 or $250 per year, like the average.
Yeah. Well, it's like 99% or 98% make $0 to $100 a year. Like that's like most of the MLMs. It's so ridiculous, but they won't look at that or believe. They're like, well, I'm the 1%. It's like, no, you're not. You're not
No,
going to be.
yeah,
But if you don't have that mindset, you're never going to try. So then they just push you to like get you to think that you could be. But I think that's detrimental. And like we were talking about with the Axel stuff, if you're not looking at the systemic issues that may be pushing you down, if you're just looking at yourself as an individual and go, well, it's all in my control. If I just wake up at 4 like Rachel Hollis, then I can fix this. You're never going to fix the bigger problems that are actually causing you these issues. Like,
yeah,
why do MLMs exist in the first place? Like,
yeah.
why are they not
What's
regulated
this?
more by the government? Like, there's more questions to be asked, but if you don't ask them, then they're just going to continue out of control.
Yeah, that's why they put so much. This is actually such an old concept too. Like, this is not new at all. This was like already debunked in the 1800s in France. Like, it's called determinism. That it's all in your power, and if you do this and you do that, you have the power to change. And then all the philosophers like were like, no, actually, let's talk about the bullshit at the top first. And this is like
Yeah.
that's sometimes something that makes me think, like, how on earth are we still here? Because these things were like super discussed like 2 centuries ago. Like,
What's old is new again. Everything
yeah,
comes full circle again, you know. And the more right you go, the more
amen.
left you become, you know. It's all a circle.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, just journal, and then also get a small loan of $1 million and you'll be set to start your business.
yep.
And
All
it's
right.
not fair. Like, life isn't fair, and we should accept that in some ways, and then try to find the best life knowing that that's true, as opposed to striving to like reach the top, in which we can never get there. Like, the chances are so slim. Just realize,
Yeah,
like, maybe
I
if you
think
do, it's amazing. It's not the norm. It's not like you're doing something wrong.
one of the philosophers that I didn't really properly study him, but like it's kind of in the mix there. He's this his name is Bakunin. He's a Russian guy, and he
Mm.
came up with the idea of anarchism. And he said basically like the gist of it was no God, no maître, which means like no boss, essentially, no God, no boss, and the revolution is what will actually solve things. And I think he was like onto something, like because like people forget just how
Mhm.
that we are under systems. Like there's you pay taxes somewhere, like those people are meant to protect you, those people are meant to like help society. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
You're not meant to help them, they're meant to help you. And people
Mhm.
forget about that and just um they forget that they have power. And that's I think what he was trying. But this is like again like an old thing. Like this happened like in the 19th century or something. Like this is not new, and we're
Yeah.
still not quite aware of just how much power people have.
I think because human problems are human problems and they don't change much over time. Like, even technology and things that we deal with today, you could compare that to, when people had books for the first time and weren't socializing, or when people moved into cities and didn't have, the same issues they had when they were on their own in little tribes. Like, there's issues that come up, and they just come up in different, more sophisticated ways, but they're really the same issues. It's like, your family, supporting your family somehow, having security somehow, having growth somehow, being happy, pursuing happiness. It's like, those are things that probably, people in ancient times dealt with to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly. Like if you read Aristotle or if you read Seneca, those would
it's
be
relatable.
things that they talked about. They like none of these things are new, and people
Hmm.
did find like solutions to these things. But then for some reason we still just live like we have not that we have no control, but like we live like, as if there's nothing we can do, and there's like a lot that we can do. But
No,
just
it's like,
people are not ready for it. They're not ready for it.
yeah, it's like, why do people smoke cigarettes? Why are people overweight in any way? It's like, there's so many informational packets. There's so many ways that you could, like, work out, eat healthy, not smoke, not drink, and yet we still do these things because there's psychological pressures that are making us choose these things. But we don't look at that. We only look at like the symptom of it, and I think that's why we never solve these problems, because
I think often it happens like the real change really happens when it gets too bad.
mhm,
um
true.
and I think perhaps they managed to keep it just slightly above the threshold of
Mhm.
terrible,
Yeah.
so that people don't actually revolt, so that people don't actually just come after them. And I think that's literally the most dangerous zone, like just above, just a little bit above the poverty line. You'll just be above and then you'll be fine. And then
Mhm.
people forget that that's not like that's not the standard of the higher upper class, and that's not those who don't pay taxes, that's not how they live. And that's there's a
Yeah.
lot of that. But I think that's a mind control thing that, and they use the media, which talks about a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad, but I
It
guess it's
is
not
what it
really.
is. We can't solve it alone. Let's start a revolution.
I mean, yeah.
One day. I don't know.
I think TikTok will start. I think Gen Z. I believe in Gen Z.
I think so. I mean, we're so connected now that there's nothing that can't be discussed at length, which I think helps, because all these issues, like even you and I talking, having this conversation, people are watching, like, maybe one little thing sparks something. Now they're talking to someone else. That wasn't possible before. You only had a limited amount of people around you. So now you can think about all these things all the time, and maybe it does lead to faster change, hopefully.
Yeah.